have a real décolleté.
God. Let's see. I don't know. Are you not sitting up or what's? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't just sit like I swallowed a broom.
No, but I need you to sit up. Otherwise, you look like my little brother.
Should I get a pillow otherwise?
No, it's fine.
If I get one of those baby seats.
No. Hey.
Is this too open?
It's fine. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Unstable.
Hello.
Okay, we haven't done these mugs yet.
But we are working on it.
I've not landed on the right design yet. I think...
And to be honest, we haven't really given feedback yet because it's just been crazy. Yeah, I also asked your feedback.
I gave it to you.
Yeah, you can just...
I gave it to you straight.
Feedback is something straight, then a few small changes or something.
Anyway, I think I'm going to take over creative control over this because I feel like as the resident artiste of the house, I feel like I have a vision for it, for what I think is going to make sense. And I don't want it to be like cheesy and obvious. I want it to be something nice. But what I want to know is it's kind of a shot in the dark for us because we're not sure like how many people are going to want a mug.
And a t-shirt. I also like the t-shirt.
A t-shirt?
Yeah, unstable. I like that.
Okay, well,
I would
start
wear
with
it.
a mug. Let's start with a mug. But I'm going to pin a comment down below. If you think you might be interested in this mug, of course I know everyone needs to see the design first. Just click like on the thing if you might be interested in a mug because we need to know how many to order. And I think we are going to sell them as a pair, like a pair of mugs.
What we can do, what I have in mind, is either you can choose one of the other or you can combine them.
Or sell them individually and as a pair.
Yeah, because somebody might only want them. We have to see. But first we have to give our feedback, but there's so much to do every time that, at least for me, I'm not getting around to the things I have to do.
Yeah.
So but this is definitely on the list.
I will be taking over creative control.
I was so excited actually to be coming here and have it already. Yeah, surprise, bring it in the truck.
Yeah, but where is it?
No, but doesn't matter, but you're not...
But don't you think if we want to get this done,
to talk to Puck.
If we want to get this done in the near future, don't you think I need to take over the reins? Be realistic.
Well, not per se. We just have to talk about it together, and I have to ask you a few times.
We have to be involved, but I think we need to start speeding it up because otherwise it's going to be one of those things that we talk about for half a year. How long have you been talking about this for now? 4 months? And here we are, mugless.
Oh, but let's say first you always said, I don't want them, I don't want them.
Okay, what's the cup of the month?
So this cup of the month, actually...
Which is not our own.
It's the girls that work in the stand. Oh, I didn't have them last time. No, I didn't. And she gave me for the birthday, I think, a nice mug. And look, they are here in the stand. Look, they are here in the stand wearing the Nalanta bridle.
So that's the mug of the month. Can we focus back on us now? I don't know if you've heard the news, but I am officially a horse breeder. This is a whole new journey I'm going down. And in order to kind of showcase this journey, I had to open a website, which is mhbreeding.com. And of course, when I have to create a website, I go on Squarespace. The reason for that is I don't have coding knowledge. I'm not the most tech-savvy person, even though I work online. But Squarespace makes the user journey so friendly and easy that I was able to design the whole website myself. First off, you have hundreds of already made templates to choose from, which means that you can really find the design that best suits your business. After this, Squarespace basically guides you through every next step in order to create your dream website. One of the things that I love so much is that when I'm traveling, I can make quick editing changes, I can add pages. It's very, very simple and straightforward. I couldn't recommend Squarespace more to any entrepreneur or anybody that's looking to design and create and stay in charge of their own website. If this sounds interesting to you, then do use my link, which is www.squarespace.com/Harnacke, and in doing so, you'll get 10% off your first website or domain. Thank you so much, Squarespace, for being such a loyal sponsor over the years. It truly is a testament to just how great this platform is. I feel like it's been an eventful couple of weeks. It's been very busy around here, lots going on, and lots to discuss, lots of really nice questions for you guys as always. Is there anything you want to get off your chest before we just dive into it? I do have quite a few questions. Getting my money's worth out of you today. But is there anything you want to discuss? Is there anything you want to bring up?
Wait 1 second, I don't get it.
I said, is there anything you want to bring up out of yourself?
I've been looking for ponies.
We have a question about that, so we might get into that. You know what? We should try and have a really easygoing, laid-back podcast this time where we just don't talk about anything heavy or anything. We just keep it nice and fun.
Yeah. Don't we always?
So what do you think about Trump?
Did you practice this before?
That's called improv, is what that is. Okay, so I think we just get into it, yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of what's been going on, I picked the questions, obviously, that you guys asked us through Instagram. That's always how I pick your questions. And a lot of it is going to be answering what has been going on lately. So I think we just jump straight into it. Lots of questions about us, about the barn, about the house, about the new foal, about you looking for a foal, about lots of different things. Also some funny ones that I put in there.
I'm not looking for a foal.
Some questions to put you on the spot. That'll be fun.
Me on the spot?
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. First question is, what's the part of the property you're most excited about finishing? Because at this point we haven't really finished anything.
For me, so far, it has been the fields, but that's also because it has been finished.
Yeah.
I think...
not technically.
No, not fully, but almost.
Yeah. We're getting there.
Oh, that's difficult. I think it's either the stables or the arena. I think the arena, because then I can...
The arena will be cool.
Then I can train again and do things, and then the horses can be here. Yeah, and for you?
I think when all the horse stuff is finished and we can move in the horses, because I do see that as a collective.
Choose one.
Okay, if I have to choose one, it can't be put in a box. If I have to pick one, I would think maybe the arena as well, because I think with the landscaping plans that we have around it and everything, it will be really nice. So I think the outdoor arena as well.
And I have the horses here now for a few days. There's a video coming, so keep your eyes out on my channel.
Okay, promo.
Yes, and it will be fun. But I was riding on Therese in the kind of arena that you mowed.
Yeah.
So it's not a real arena, it's here on the grass.
It's just where it's going to be.
Yeah, but not everything went really great, and I've basically seen the whole property. I don't know what happened. So I'll be very happy with the arena to be able to ride in the sand with a nice end.
What I want you all to realize, just close your eyes and listen to me paint this picture. Imagine a very excited blonde boy trying to fantasize about riding in his future arena, which is at the moment just grass with a ditch running through it. His horse galloping out of control throughout the whole property while he's trying to regain control with his bitless bridle, with a bareback pad.
I lost my earpod.
Lost an earpod along the way.
Yeah, but it was my fault.
So let that picture simmer in your mind. I was like, yes, because I wasn't there actually with the first ride. And I said, yes, how did your first ride go?
It was not the first.
Yeah, but okay, first proper ride. Yeah. Okay, what are the next projects on the home renovation schedule?
Well, it's kind of a little bit on the break in my mind because we are working quite intensely about the barn. Well, we aren't, but everybody is. Yeah, it sounds, no, it doesn't matter. But I think then the next one will be the office.
Yeah, I feel like now that the weather's good, we can actually, we had the winter to like do everything inside while the weather didn't allow us to do anything outside. But now that the weather is amazing outside, we're focusing so heavily on like getting the outdoor arena ready, getting the barn ready, getting also like infrastructure, electricity, water, all this kind of stuff is happening now. And there's just no time to focus on the house. So we've decided that we're going to focus through the summer on all the horse stuff and then pick back up in October on all the house stuff.
And we have been super lucky still with the weather. Otherwise it would not have been possible.
Even all this demolition work that we did, going in and out of the barn here, just all this kind of stuff, it would have been a mud pit here.
One thing I want to point out, because we do have this new background, is that we really like to be in this background because it will show the process. And actually a lot of change has happened in this background.
I don't know how much they're going to be able to see just from the shot, but there's been a full demolition behind us. There's been new concrete poured, new concrete foundations under the pillars.
The windows where the horses will look out from into the garden are open.
Well, no, they're not. They're not open.
Well, it's not closed.
It's getting closed.
Yeah, but right now it's open.
But these windows you're seeing are not the sizes of what they're going to be because they still need to be cut. So first, the existing windows need to be closed with the bricks, and then we will recut and center all the windows.
Gosh, I wish I had only 10% of your way of explaining. Sometimes I try.
Because I think people are going to look at, especially that window that you're seeing like here behind 𝒋𝒐𝒍𝒐𝒘, the people are going to be like, how the hell is the horse going to get their head out of that?
I think maybe they understand we're in the process.
I got a lot of questions on how Chase is doing. I think we should say how Chase and Andorra is because they've been here the longest. They've been
and Bear.
They've been here since January. Oh, and Bear, of course. My gosh, can't forget about him.
Terrible.
They're all thriving. We have taken the shoes off of Chase, so he's completely barefoot.
You've tried it before.
The front feet are struggling. They struggled before when we took them off last time, but this time I think we just have to commit because we have to get past the nail holes. And right now they've cracked pretty much to the nail hole of where the front shoes were. He was already barefoot in the back, just in the front. So we just have to see.
But he doesn't seem uncomfortable.
No, he's not uncomfortable. He's not lame. It's just been very dry as well, so the ground is quite hard. That doesn't help the process. But all the horses are really thriving.
And Chase is happy. He always comes up for cuddles and snuggles.
And they look great.
And scratches.
Yeah.
Yes, and he likes his life with Annie and Bear.
They seem very content. We have them now in well, you guys haven't seen the field design yet. I mean, you've seen the field design, but you haven't seen the fields finished. But we have them in the furthest front field closest to the house. And you were cooking last night and you were like, how amazing is that I can just cook and watch Annie?
And then
Crazy.
I went to shower and I looked out of the bedroom and I thought, pinch me.
I made it.
I can see, no, I just meant as a little boy.
Yeah. It's complete pinch me.
Because all the times they were already in the field, but now they're literally in the garden, basically.
And we never had that. Also, the previous house, we could see them in the stable, but it's different watching the horses graze.
Yeah.
It's different how it is now. Have you ever tried a buzz cut? If so, can you show us a photo? Because I think you would look good with it. I think for both of us, the question. But
buzz cut?
It's when you cut all your hair off.
I have not.
You have the right shaped head for it because you have quite a small head and a small forehead. If I got a buzz cut, I would be like, you looked at my forehead straight away.
Because you were going to talk about your forehead.
It would be like a landing strip. I think helicopters would try and land on my face.
Steve did it.
My brother did it. It didn't look good. I have never done it.
It would be easy.
The last time I had a buzz cut was when I was 6 or something. I don't know if I can find a photo, I will put it in. I don't know if you ever, I think when you were a kid, I think I saw a couple of photos of you with a buzz cut. But you always had nice hair, actually.
Nice hair.
Very blonde.
Yeah, well, I went to the hairdresser now. You never liked it when I drew.
No, I don't like short hair. I think you suit slightly longer hair.
Yeah, okay, but I can't go to the hairdresser to cut it longer.
Yeah, but you're so dramatic. You're like, oh my God, my hair's touching my ears. I have to cut it.
No, I said I'm either going to cut it shorter than the ear, because that's what they always ask. Or you leave it long, but it was already long.
But I tell you, just tuck her.
Hey.
Just tuck her back. Okay, next question. Do you have any plans for the new Foal? We haven't, you and I have not really actually sat down and I think there's so much going on. We haven't actually sat down and discussed, okay, what's going to happen with the Foal. As some of you know, and if you haven't, check out my previous videos, but I bred my very first Foal from my Stallion this year from Emporio, my gray Stallion. It's my very first Foal I've ever bred. He is half owned by me, half owned by Marlies. And we didn't really know what was going to come out, so it was difficult to make a plan for the Foal, because if it was going to be a mare, I'm not really interested in having a mare as a riding horse. Maybe as a breeding prospect, it could be interesting for you. For you, it could have been.
What does that mean?
Okay, wait, because I saw some comments about this. There is no difference for me in a value of a horse, whether it's a mare, a gelding, or a stallion. But I do have a preference in what kind of horse I like to work with day to day, and that is stallions or geldings. I don't particularly want a mare. Whilst on the other hand, you really like mares.
And I only have one.
And you only have one. So we didn't really know. We were like, okay, let's just meet this Foal, see if there's a connection, and then we go from there. So at this point, there is no 100% certainty on anything. But to be honest, it looks like this Foal we will buy the Foal fully. Do you think? We haven't talked about this really, but I really don't see any other way. You?
Well, I've only met the Foal once, but I say sold.
He's very cute. I think he's going to be beautiful. The mother has such incredible pedigree for dressage out of a PRE, full PRE.
He's so special from Emporio.
And then for my very special Emporio, who's quite the stud himself, if I may say so. So I think there is no reason not to keep him. The only thing I'm concerned is that he might not be a big enough horse for me.
Why?
Because the mare is not that... He's born very big and everything.
I think the mare's not that much smaller than Emporio. Emporio has a big front.
The mare is 164. That's
Emporio
not
is what?
167, 168.
Yeah, there's 3 centimeters more.
I'll be surprised what 3 centimeters can do. It makes a big difference. Don't go there. So we still need to figure out exactly what the plan for the fall is going to be, but inevitably I do see him in the future coming here. I mean, that's just like, if we're gonna be honest with ourselves, how can we say no to that face and that gene pool? I mean, we would be stupid.
Yeah.
I don't think Malise has
What
an
would you do
interest.
if I would buy him? Oh no, I can't.
I mean, I'm sorry, but
no, for you.
I would get first say.
For you as a surprise.
Oh, for me. I would be.
But it's not possible.
I already own half, but yeah. But anyway, he's very cute, and we definitely think we will be seeing his face here at some point. First, he has to grow up, though.
But it was very special.
Yeah.
And the mare is nice, and the place and Malise and everybody. It's like a good setup.
Yeah.
And it was nice bringing him to the field the first time.
We got to do a lot of the firsts and see a lot of it, which was cool.
Ooh.
Is that a little burp?
No.
Oh.
Actually, I was teaching the other day, and then somebody that, I don't know what job you have when you are working with voices.
Like a voiceover actor or like a voice actor?
To train your voice.
Oh, like a vocal coach.
No, when you have issues or whatever. But anyway, she had sent to me what I could do for my voice, but I haven't.
And what is it?
I think blow in a straw. I don't know exactly, but it doesn't matter.
Everyone,
Good story.
Cool fact. When 𝒋𝒐𝒍𝒍𝒐𝒘 calls on the phone, they always think it's a woman.
But the other day somebody said that they expected a really big and heavy guy.
Like some sort of truck driver or something.
I think so.
Some beer drinking truck driver that's like killing people.
The fuck?
Okay, do you think this house renovation has brought y'all closer together or further apart?
You know what? You know what I heard today actually? I was visiting somebody and they said when they just moved into this area, they went in the car and they were driving around to check out all the surroundings and what was around. And I thought we never do anything like that. Like, it's kind of nice that they experience it like that together and they go around and see things.
How did you get to that from the question?
Well, I was just something that I still had in my mind from the car drive, so I just wanted to tell you. But
I got
that
lots
has
of
to do
ADHD questions about your ADHD. I got loads.
It doesn't have to do with that, but that's what I mean. It is nice when we have moved now and in this whole renovation to also do those kind of things.
Cool story. Cool story. Do you think this house renovation has brought y'all closer together or further apart? Closer together, further apart, which one? That's the question.
I think
but we will go for this drive, but...
The same?
The same?
Or maybe closer, not further apart, I don't think.
I think closer. I mean, we've been able to share so many dreams coming into a reality, and I mean, it hasn't been easy. There's been so many logistical things, challenges, stress. I mean, it's not been easy, but I feel like we've come out of it really well, and that can only strengthen things.
As of recently, I think more so, because in the beginning, I think maybe I was more distant with everything. And I feel like maybe I'm not fully like involved as you are.
But it takes you a while to like warm into it. You're like a,
but
you're like a slow
it's
burn.
better?
Yeah, you're a lot more involved now. I think before you had a lot going on and you kind of went, okay, that's way too overwhelming, so you handle it. And then I'm sure I'll hear about it along the way.
But what is beautiful is to see, for example, renderings and ideas and now actually stepping out and seeing it come to life. That's strange.
The one thing you do to me though sometimes is we have a set plan, like with the tack room. And then you go to me, I want the plans have been finalized for months with the architect, submitted, approved, everything, months and months and months of looking. And then 𝒋𝒐𝒍𝒍𝒐𝒘 goes, actually, why is the sink not here?
Yeah, but things can change when you see them in real. And I have been much more involved now.
I know, but that is difficult.
I understand, but sometimes it's also when you see things that you can change your mind.
I understand, but at this point in the game,
but I let it go
committed,
then, no?
No, you did, but I think I did have to give you a small reality check and say, yes, sir, we've been talking about this for 6 months. We've laid the concrete, all the pipes for the drainage have been set now.
But now it's easier to visualize.
I'm sure it's easier to visualize, but it's too late now.
Yes, and then I accept it.
You did take it well when I told you, don't try me. Don't do it. Why don't you put the canter track around the fields instead of in the middle?
Gosh, how long do you want this canter track to be? And it's also, well, that sounds a bit strange maybe.
No, but it's true, because the canter track right now
you don't want to walk all around the fields to put them in, because we use the track also. Sorry, I don't want to come across not nice, because that's not how I meant it. But the canter track is also the walking path to bring the horses to the fields. So it's kind of been used for two things. That's why.
It serves two purposes.
But I have to say one thing. It is a good idea what you're saying. That's why we left kind of a lot of space from the fence to the trees. So in the future, or for now, we can also ride around it still for more of a hiking way.
So what you're describing is we've created a perimeter track.
Yes.
So we have the internal counter track, and then all the way around the property, which is around 1.5 kilometers, there is a whole perimeter track which you can walk on, which separates the forest from our fencing. And it's a 3-meter wide track, so also small tractors for maintenance can go on it.
Yeah.
And the reason why I didn't really discuss that in my last video where I showed you guys all of our plans is because we still were not 100% sure if we were going to do it or not. And it was pretty much when the fencing company came that we said, no, just stick it 3 meters off the fence.
First we wanted it, then we didn't, and now then we did it.
I'm glad that we did it. Yeah, I'm glad that we did it. We had to do so much maintenance. You guys will see it in the video coming up of the fencing video. We had to do so much maintenance in order to have this perimeter track, and that's why I was hesitant, because we had to really clean up the lower branches, and it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because we didn't want to bring the fencing more into the field. We wanted to keep the fields as big as possible. So we don't have a counter track on the outside and the perimeter of the property, but we do have a 3-meter wide walking path, which you can technically ride on.
That's
just
the
not
better
all year
explanation.
round. Yeah. What does Nalanta mean, and why did Jesse choose that name for his company?
So the Nalanta name I didn't make up. Eva, the girl that I used to work with and did the shows with, she made it up, and I don't believe there's a real meaning behind. I mean, I think she was just laying in bed and she came up with the name, and then that was it. And then she made some words from every single letter, but I think that's how it is. Yeah, I think so, but just like natural from the end and...
Then what else? Do you remember the rest? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think just afterwards, but that's... Yeah,
she made it into an acronym.
Maybe, I think so. But then it was more for a show team, so then later on we started doing shows together, so it was the name of the show team. But then when we stopped doing the shows together, I thought it was a bit of a shame for the name to go to waste. And I didn't want to just run the Nalanta name for the shows by myself, because that's not what it was, and that's not what it would be. Because it would be different. So then I chose to have it lasting in a way that it is a brand name. So I really like the name, and I think it works well, and it represents a really nice past. Yeah. And it goes on in this new way. So yeah, that's kind of how it happened.
Because now you do shows as 𝒔𝒍𝒍𝒐𝒘.
Yes.
You don't do them as a show name, you just do them as yourself. Yes. And it would have been sad for the name to go. So it's nice to be able to use it for the products.
Yes. And it was also all official reasons.
Yeah. Are you hoping this? You guys know these questions always go completely at random, so we're jumping topic to topic. That's the unstable of it all. Are you hoping to breed horses in your new home?
Yes.
Yes. My God.
Ponies.
You and I are just going to become like breeders, and then we're not even going to ride horses anymore like these people today.
Yeah. No, not that many, because at least for me, I don't want to sell, so we can't go too crazy, but it would be nice. But only with a special meaning that I know, for example, oh, this is for macho, or this is something else, or this is...
So you would only breed from your own horses?
Well, I'm not saying
Not
only.
from like other people's horses?
For now, I don't see the need to, but maybe, I don't know.
I think for me, I would like to have... So, that's a good joke. For me, I would like to have like 2 or 3 mares somewhere down the line when we have the setup for it, and be able to have like 2 or 3 foals every year. Because we have the space for it in the fields and stuff.
Where do they go?
But they would be for, unless something like comes across that is like really the perfect fit, but they would be for selling. But it's just because I'm so proud and amazed and lucky to have the horse that I have, and I just wish more people had the opportunity to have a horse like that. And he has incredible breeding, he's got incredible temperament.
And now we...
Don't get emotional.
And now we get to see his babies first.
Yeah. So we'll see. Let's see first what comes of his first offspring, but I'm feeling very positive so far. Are you both happy with the Renos? Oh, are you both happy with Renos instead of buying new?
Oh, I think looking at it now, it's best.
Yeah. But also imagine, so we had that other piece of land we were working on for a really long time, which would be a completely new build. We would be making the build, but it would still be a new build.
It would also be amazing.
But how overwhelming. I mean, just think of like how much we've had to do. I mean, I guess this is...
I don't know
like
if renovations is easier per se.
Yeah, especially with an old building, I'm not sure. But it would have been so overwhelming.
Yes, but we have been super lucky with your family here helping.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I think this would have been very different.
Yeah, my dad's like completely project managed and helped us through every single step, both physically and on paper. And without them, and my mom, of course, as well, we couldn't have done it. So...
Shout out, come down from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Your dad was
Simona.
joking.
Yeah, my dad was like, maybe it would be really funny if like I came down from the ceiling and asked for a tool and then popped back up. Okay,
I thought it was quite funny.
German humor. But yeah, I definitely am happy we are not doing a new build. Because also one of the beauties of this place is that we are so lucky with such an established landscape around the property, with the aged look of everything, which is exactly what I like, and I think what you like too. Makes it so much cozier, and it's so much history. And we've told you guys before, but this house has connected us to so many people as well, which has been special.
Do you ever, because the other day I was walking around the house like this, I think with my water.
Nope, you were probably like this with your arms behind your back.
No, with my water things from my vegetables.
Oh,
also on my videos to come. And then I was walking, and I looked around. I was like, can you imagine 150 years ago somebody else was walking there in the same way?
Yeah. Also, we have these photos of the house when there was like.
Oh, I still haven't been able to watch
really old photos where there's like people still dressed in like gowns and like the maids dressed in like the maids' outfits and everything. It's really cool to think that it's had that life, because it feels so far away now. I think people could have also never. I think people could have. Huh?
The maid's outfit.
Me? Not quite.
Yeah.
I wish I did more cleaning. Oh my God, that's something we need to discuss as well. So my mum, while she's been here, who's an Italian mother, she loves to mother Jes and I both. And she basically made herself in charge of running the house. So she does, and my mum, like, she's not like, she's a homemaker. So she loves to cook, she loves to clean, look after people. That's like her thing. She says she was born to be a mother. That's her purpose in life. And she's been doing so much for us, and she's just left. And my dad's just about to leave as well. My mom's just visiting her family now in Italy before they go back on the boat. And I was like, I was so overwhelmed. I was like, oh my God, how are we going to do all of this? How is it possible? I cannot believe it. How, like...
Do you think it's kind of relaxing?
No. There's nothing I enjoy about it. I don't mind like cleaning the house, like vacuuming, cleaning, tidying up, things like that. But there's something about laundry that I just detest.
Well, if you do that, then I can do the laundry.
Yeah, but the problem is that you just leave things in the washing machine for too long, and then it smells because you're like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Even this you were meant to do.
Yes, it's still this day.
No, yeah, but I thought I have to do it myself, because otherwise it's gonna smell the stuff if
I wasn't home.
I understand that, but what I'm telling you is like, anyway, but I was very overwhelmed. I was like,
hang it. You put it on the coat hangers already, because now you double the job, and then it's also much easier to hang it away.
No, I know, but sometimes when the clothes are wet, it stretches the neckline. Anyway, this is besides the point. But I was thinking to myself, how is it possible in life to have a good career where you're working hard and reinventing yourself and evolving and upgrading and doing all that, keeping up with your social life and your friends, maintaining a household, people then have a family with kids, looking after the gardening, drinking enough water, resting, keeping up with what's happening? It's not possible. There isn't enough time. How is it possible?
Yeah. Maybe the whole point is for it not to be possible.
But especially for us with horses, I was thinking, like, even yesterday, we had dinner at like, what, it was nearly 10 p.m. and we had dinner, and I was like, there's just...
And I came home early that day, I don't know how.
Yeah, but I was like, there's just no way to like, it's just not possible. So, well, not to sound spoiled, but I think we really need to find someone, because there's only so many things that one person can do in a day.
Okay, next question. We don't need to keep talking about this.
Will you breed from Emporio again, as this foal is so damn gorgeous? Gorgeous. Yes, absolutely. And I am still holding semen, because I'm still on the fence if I'm going to castrate or not. And if I am, I'm going to keep the semen for myself and not sell it. I do have a list of everyone who's emailed. I'm sorry I've not replied to every single person, but you are on my list in a folder, and I'm going to send out like an email to all the people on that list with all the info when it's ready. A lot of people from the US, logistically, there's things that I have to do for the export of the semen, but we will get there. But yes, we will definitely be breeding from Emporio again. Ever considered making a track system or paddock paradise for the horses?
I think, I mean, I've seen it a few times and it can be very nice. I think I wouldn't mind implementing a few things, like
English.
some 3 things or some like other things for them to do. A full-on track, I don't know, because I don't think it really works with our setup with the horses and the stallions and everything. But for some of the horses, some small things here and there would be nice.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan. I think if you don't have a lot of land, I like the idea and the system, but I think if you have enough land, I'm just not sure.
But it is nice for them. Even today I saw it as well, and they say we have all these sticks there. We thought they weren't going to do anything with it, but they go like zigzag or they jump over it. So
because some people, the big argument is that the movement, so horses get to move a lot, and that's very good for them, which I agree, but our horses are in full-time training, so if you do 1 hour of riding 4-5 times a week, I mean, the horses are already working a lot.
Yeah, I know,
they're getting a lot of movement, and then if you turn them out for a healthy amount of hours every single day, if not having them out 24/7 grazing, I think between the two it's enough.
It's just more the way of keeping them, I guess. But yeah, a few small things would be nice.
Where do you see your lives, careers and businesses
now,
5 years from now and 20 years from now?
I'm going to skip this question because I'm really struggling.
Anxiety, panic,
please
stress.
You can answer.
I think for me, I've never been able to predict where my career goes. It kind of naturally morphs and evolves into the next phase, and I think that's what's like so beautiful and exciting. I hope I'm in a stage where in my 50s I can live a quieter life and maybe like have time for kids or something like that, because there is no way that you can sustain the kind of life we have right now forever. I mean, it's just not sustainable. But now when you're young and ambitious and you want to work hard and put in the hard miles, it makes sense. But at some point you want to slow down, and I'm looking forward to the day where we can slow down and then consider other things than what we do now. But I don't know what that will look like. And I don't know if that's going to be in 10, 20 years, 30 years. Maybe I never want to slow down. Maybe I'm always going to want to be creative, and I will continue to do social media for as long as I can, and as long as you guys want to see us do what we do in life. I mean, that's such a great gift. So, but we will see. But I'm not scared of reinventing myself and finding, I have so many passions, so I can always pursue something else. I think there's many happy lives that can be lived, not just one. You?
Yes.
Come on,
no,
give the
please,
people something.
Yeah, not now.
What do you want? Not now? What are you going to do?
I don't know. If I think about it too much, I can't.
Why?
But I'm really grateful of doing what I'm doing now, and very grateful. And I really like it. So I hope to be doing this for now for a bit.
Would you be happy with doing exactly what you're doing now in 20 years' time still?
Yes.
Okay, well there you go. Then you've answered the question. Do you have a name for the foal? I certainly do. You guys gave me so many great suggestions. I wanted something that linked in a very small way to Emporio, and maybe something with Vienna. So I ended up coming with a name which is... Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I ended up coming with the name Enzo. So
why don't you do Porio? Oreo.
That sounds like a website people shouldn't be on. So the name is Enzo, and his full show name is 𝒋𝒐𝒏𝒆𝒚. And I think
I came up with the MA.
Yeah, I think anything I would breed, because my registered breeding name is just Harnacke. That's my breeders. Like some people have like a stud name, but I don't have a stud, and we didn't want to use like the name of the house or something. Yeah, that's not it. So my official breeder name is Harnacke. So
wow,
very creative. So just MH behind anything I breed means it came from us. And I think that's it. And we didn't want to make it too difficult. And the Mac is because anything that comes out of the lines from Emporio's lines always has a Mac. So Emporio is Capuleto Mac. And there's like Ironico Mac. There's a lot of different ones in his lines that have a Mac. And I thought that's a nice way for people to know that it comes from that line, because it's quite a well-known line. It's an Uterano line, if that means anyone to any Spanish people. Could you see your parents moving to the Netherlands or Holland?
I don't think so. Like your mom maybe, but your dad suffers too much in the winter with the weather.
Yeah, I don't think my mom either. I don't think so.
No, I don't think they will, but I think she would.
More likely than my dad maybe, but I don't see either of them ever like living full time in the Netherlands. But they always have a place to stay with us. But I don't see that, no.
But she lived here for 7 months.
I hope my
yeah?
brother.
7 months.
I know, it is a long time. You really said that 7 months with conviction.
No, it's impressive.
Wait, you said that 7 months
Don't try to turn things different.
You said
now.
that 7 months with resentment is what you did.
No, I mean, I was talking to your mom about it, and it is a long time. It's like literally living somewhere.
Yeah. She lived here. Yeah.
I'm very cold.
Okay, next question. Will you be building a round yard?
Hopefully.
Yes, we will be building a covered round yard. We're in the processes of it, but we'll be building a covered round yard just 10 meters from where we're sitting now in the forest, so it's not visible at all. It will always be masked because we like things to look very natural. And there is a place where the old coach house used to be, which is exactly where we want to put the round yard, which means we don't have to cut any trees down. There's already kind of like a hole in the forest there. It's like meant to be.
It's waiting for it.
We actually did a historical investigation because the government needed it. We did a whole historical report and investigation on how this land was used. And once the coach house was destroyed 40 years ago, that area was used as a turning circle. So there used to be a turning circle for vehicles. So there used to be a road.
I thought for gymnastics.
There used to be a road there that led to a circle. And I'm like, this is meant to be. How is that possible? And it was roughly
like a roundabout.
Yes, but no like roundabout thing in the middle, just a flat round surface to turn a car. And I was like, what are the odds of that? And we didn't know that. We didn't know that until we made the historical investigation. Have you had the chance to begin designing your gardens?
What's your thing?
We have not. We've had ideas here and there. Yes, it has big ambitions of having a vegetable patch empire.
Soon to be on YouTube.
But
a lot of them have passed. It's not easy.
It's been a trial and error process for you, but I guess that's what happens when you refuse to educate yourself online.
I have educated myself.
No, you said I'll just learn through trial and error.
Also.
So
but
yeah.
This was a silly mistake.
And you're so clumsy, you keep breaking things.
Well, one I dropped. There was one that I put in a pot out of the little nesting thing. Nesting?
I don't know what
at least where the seedlings grow from. And then I tried to give it water and then it dropped and then it broke.
Yeah, and then you snapped one the other day as well.
That was that one, I think. Oh no.
There was another one. So I think the garden stuff will be more in the coming time. Like I think this year we're really going to focus on all the big infrastructure stuff because we also have to run all irrigation in the garden and all that kind of stuff. So I think we'll focus more on that in the coming years. There will be obviously landscaping that starts to happen here pretty quick on some of the outdoor and stuff like that. But for the actual gardens of the house, there's just too much going on right now. But I'm so excited to get where there's going to be so many flower beds. There's going to be so many things that happen. I'm very excited.
And it looks already very nice.
I'm excited for when we go shopping for big trees. Yes, and I have already looked, actually quite a while ago. But this autumn is when we need to go look again because that's when they can install them. But I want to get some big trees out by the outdoor.
Yes, and in the fields.
And in the fields, some big shade trees already. Instant impact is what we're all about.
Donatio is here.
Yeah, if you'd like to donate to a tree. Okay, what are you planning to do with Valero when it comes to sports? How do you imagine him in the future? Well, he's going to be a Grand Prix dressage horse, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other way.
Good.
No, I don't know. I'm gonna pursue the highest level I can train him at, to which he's happy with. In dressage, and we will see. But that's kind of up to both of us. It's not just my call. Outside of horses and renovating, what do you guys do for fun? Dinners, out, movies?
Sleep.
Nothing. The horses consume
but this is
every being.
Yes, and that's exactly how I like it. I don't like all the other things.
I mean, between our jobs, because a lot of people say, Yes and I really don't go on holiday. We don't really take holiday. And honestly, if there's time off, I think, like in a house, that's in Dutch. I stay home. I'm gonna stay home. We're also both homebodies, and we also get to travel a lot for our work. Like you go to America next week. No, on Monday you go to America, and we always have we went to Finland. We have various trips all the time, and so when we have time off, we just enjoy being here without the work. But we don't really do a lot of other things. I take joy out of a lot of like in-between moments. Like today I went shopping for a new mower. I like that. That's a fun day out for me. That's a holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoy that. So I really enjoy every day as it comes. I don't look to escape. I don't have the need for that.
But okay, every now and then a dinner is nice. But the movies I haven't seen in years, and I think if I will only see my closed eyelids.
Yeah. Yeah, you're notorious for falling asleep in
And
front
what
of a
else
screen.
do I like to do?
Well, now you're getting into this veggie patch. That could be counted as a recreational activity, do you think?
I guess.
When you're not killing them. That is fun.
I have also a lot that are alive, yeah.
Okay. Have you got your pheasant feeders out to encourage a tick reduction? Apparently pheasants eat a lot of ticks. The other day, okay, so every time there's a lot of...
The other day.
Yeah, I'm like, this is... Hush now, this is my territory. Talking about pheasants. The other day, you hear pheasants here all the time. And it's like...
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you have heard of pheasant, but it's like a very distinct sound, and there's loads here. And yesterday was the first time I saw one on our property. It was in the distance.
Not the first time.
No, but like properly on our property, not just like in the
was
woods.
Also that one.
Yeah, but I didn't see that.
No, that's why you saw it the first time, no?
No, I saw one all the way in that forest, but this one was like, it was out in our drive in one of the, along the canter track. And I was like, holy, but I was quite fast. So I'll show you guys the video. I was like zooming in. I was like, is that a pheasant?
And it was.
But I actually need to check. I believe here in the Netherlands, it's illegal to feed the pheasants, but I'm going to look into it.
Why would it be illegal?
Because you're like encouraging, I think it can create problems with the population, but I will check. And if it is legal to feed pheasants here,
let's close the supermarkets for the humans too then. Yeah, it might create otherwise problems for the population.
Anyway, you best believe that if I am allowed to feed pheasants, there's going to be pheasant feeders threaded throughout this whole place. I want an army of pheasants here.
I don't know if they're territorial.
Ever put 𝒋𝒐𝒍𝒍𝒐𝒘 up to stud? So
I think he should.
you keep saying that.
Yes,
to me.
he is so pretty. He's so sweet. He's so
He moves
cute.
really well.
He moves nice.
I just don't know, because a lot of people have always asked for Emporio, but I haven't had a lot of requests for 𝒋𝒐𝒍𝒍𝒐. I don't even know if he would know what to do with the dummy at collection, because I've never seen that horse. Okay, you know what? I lie. I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, but yesterday, okay, spoiler alert, I brought my horses home as well. I'm making a video about it, but my horses are here. And last night, I was out there really late. I think it was like 10:30 or 11, and I was just hanging out with the horses a bit, doing final checkups, and I was like scratching 𝒋𝒐𝒍𝒍𝒐's back, and he proceeded to...
Maybe just leave that out.
Anyway, if you put the lines together, and I was like, I didn't know you even knew what that was.
Yeah.
So it's possible for him, but I don't know. I just haven't really thought about that for him. I haven't had that many requests or anything,
No, I would.
It would be interesting to see what he would do. You would breed from him?
I don't have a mare, but for it.
I mean, if anyone's interested, hit me up. We will see. Just go to mhbreeding.com. That page.
Is that what it's called?
That's my breeding page, yes.
mhbreeding.com?
Yeah.
Since when?
Always. Keep up! Keep up. What do you mean? You've seen the whole website.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was called like that.
What do you think it was called? I like to breed PRE horses.
Well, that could be.
Well, it's not. But you can just send me an email on there, and if there's enough requests, I can do it. But it is a whole process, because the semen has to be quarantined. It's like a whole thing. It's not like simple. So
The horse too, no?
depending where you ship the semen, yes. How's the barn coming along?
Well, actually, huge steps have been taken.
The barn is barning.
It's really crazy. It's really like a lot of big things have happened. So
In the last 2 weeks, if I think of the amount of work that's been done, it's unbelievable.
yeah,
We're beyond schedule. So we thought we would be finishing around October, November. Now we are pushing for September. That's the new goal that we're pushing for.
June, July.
You're counting how many months till September?
It's still quite long.
Well, there's still quite a bit to do.
Yeah, not now.
Behind here has to be all stables. There's nothing there.
Yeah, but a
And the
lot has
whole
happened. So this floor and the old feed things have been taken out. Then there's concrete. Then the wash bay.
Right
Yesterday,
side fully demolished.
we were washing the concrete in the wash bay, in the future wash bay.
Yeah, the wash bay concrete, the stable concrete, the tie-up concrete, and the concrete for the tack room has all been poured. All of the drains have been placed. My dad did an incredible job with that. And the skylights are booked to come in.
Oh, yeah.
We will be revealing soon like the renderings of how it's going to look. We just need to wait a little bit longer for us to be able to film what's going on. But the skylights are going in. The windows are being done right now. We're doing
and I kind of like that feed room. It's also kind of cute. And
yeah, it is, right? Yeah. So everything is really coming along.
Yes.
I'm hoping that we can place the stables in August. That's what I'm... And then there'll be final touches throughout the rest of August. And then hopefully
Would that be the
September.
last thing to do then?
I don't know.
We'll see.
The rubber will come after that. Yeah. But it's going really, really well. How do you make money? How many income streams do you guys have?
Yeah. I'm cold.
What do you mean you're not going to answer that? People are
We've
curious.
talked about this already many times.
Well, clearly if people are asking,
it's
they
not
don't
a problem
know.
to ask it again, but it's fine.
Are you that cold?
Can I just get a body warmer?
I mean, we're like in the middle of filming. It's very unprofessional to disturb
Well, you know what is
set.
unprofessional? Goosebumps all over my body, and I want to take my time.
Okay, come on. We're rolling, we're back.
Yeah, I wanted my Nalanta one.
I always make jokes that Jesse is like, Jesse never buys clothes, and somehow he's always dressed in everything that's mine.
Okay.
Shirt, mine. Body warmer,
This
mine.
is not yours.
Pants,
This
shirt is mine.
No.
Yes.
No.
This is the
I've had this for
performer
years.
one. I don't think so.
Look
Pants,
in the back.
I gave
What does
them
it
to you as a
say?
gift. Oh yeah, I don't buy that brand actually. Sorry, that's yours. Pants, I gave him. Oh, it's a bit dirty.
Well, but it's at least warmer. Sorry, but the sun left and the wind picked up, and I had only this thing on and nothing
Okay, just tell them how you make money. They want to
I
know.
work.
What are your income streams?
OnlyFans.
No, no, it's not. How much? How much? How much?
What?
What kind of offer would you need in order to do that?
To the OnlyFans?
Yeah.
You mean how many members?
No, no. Sometimes you get a buyout fee from OnlyFans itself.
A buyout fee?
Like or a buy-in to do it.
Well, what do I need to do then?
Okay, let's just keep going. Doesn't matter.
Because
The
if
proper
I can
answer
just-
is,
Oh.
I would never do it.
Well, depends. If I can just film thrill rides.
That's not what that platform's used for.
So how do I make money? Well, I give shows, I do lessons, I have a web shop, we have virtual TV, we do social media.
You tell him. I'm just wiping off all that stuff you just dropped.
So yeah, I'm very lucky to do some fun things.
I think you touched basically on all of it. Jesse keeps telling me, he kept pushing like, make your own brand, do your own thing. That whole world, the whole e-commerce world, it's like, it's a whole beast of its own.
I love it.
I know you love it and you do it, but I don't know if I could get into that.
Yeah, but I can do it for you.
No, you can barely do what you have to do yourself, so let's not add
What do
more to
you
your
mean?
plate.
That's not very nice.
What kind of vibes are you going for in the stables? Colors, stable doors, etc. Did the cat
We are
steal your voice, or what is
we are
it?
embracing the old barn as it is now. So we're just giving it a bit of a facelift.
Yeah, we're very much working with the colors that were always here. The wood that we're using on the barn is going to be matched to the beams. We're going to restore the walls how they used to be in this kind of cream chalk rendering. It's going to be very sophisticated and elevated, but sympathetic to the building as well. It's going to be really nice. I'm very cozy.
I'm really
as well.
excited. It was very different than what we expected in the first place.
Yeah,
Not
the
when we
first
were
one we
here, but
designed.
when we,
Yeah.
But I like this.
Are you styling, designing the house all by yourselves, or do you have an architect for it, or maybe an interior designer?
I have an interior designer for it.
Here she is. We worked with an interior designer for the previous house, Heidi Scott, who's an amazing friend of mine from Australia, and she's very, very talented, and I feel like I learned a lot through her. But this time I'm tackling it myself.
But for the stable, we have
myself.
Andrea.
But for the stables, we're working with Equine Residences, who's a lovely lady from the States called Andrea, and she's really helping us with kind of
Really
putting
good.
all of that together.
Yes.
And also making the renderings, everything. So we highly recommend checking her out if you are thinking of building a stable, you want to have a design come to life, you're stuck, or you need help on anything design-wise for stables, she's your go-to person.
Definitely.
Just Google equine residences and she'll come up. How did you and Jesse save each other in your phone? Mine is just _𝒿𝒻𝒏𝒆𝒚. And you?
Yeah, I used to be Cinderella or something because I always clean.
Yeah, I used to have Jesse saved in my phone as Cinderella because Cinderella, I don't know why it went Cinderella, but because he was, I don't know, every time I would text him, he was like cleaning something, which now that I know you, what a fake impression that was of you.
That is really not, I don't know why you have this like wrong image of mine.
You're a bit messy.
I clean up so much. I want to see the kitchen if you are here for a week alone.
No, you do a good job with the kitchen, but
where else am
are
I?
a little messy.
I don't think so.
The other day, I had to get out of the back of the truck and I couldn't even open the door because all of the stuff that was in there.
Yeah, that was just temporary.
Your car? Most of the time you say we can't go with my car because it's completely full, including the passenger seat, all the seats in the back, the boot and the...
That's how I like it.
Yes, but that means you're a little bit messy.
Well, but in the house I clean up. Oh, this is something that really can get to me because it's sometimes
you do a lot.
So...
Yes, you do a lot of things, but cleaning up is not one of them.
It's really something so far from the truth that I'm really think like, do we have two different realities?
Yes, there is the truth and then there's your reality. But you do a lot. Don't get me wrong, you do a lot, but you can admit you're a little messy.
I mean, I'm messy, but I clean up.
I mean, eventually, sure, but there is an in-between period where it's not clean.
Well, sometimes if something lays in the house, it is a house to live in. It's not a museum.
But I always tell, yes, I said the whole beauty of having nice things is keeping them nice because
it's also a whole nice thing of living is to just live, and I don't live.
I mean,
like you make it sound like I live in a bin.
No, that I would never allow that. But I'm
not like unhygienic.
No, I didn't say you were dirty. That's what you have to listen. I said you're a little bit messy.
Well, it depends what you think is messy, I guess. Okay,
like
next.
Your office, it's a little bit messy.
My office, it's all cleaned up and it's all your stuff there. That makes it very difficult for me to make it tidy.
Nah, I'm not sure about that.
That's really true.
Anyway, I think we'll go to the next question now. When are you bringing your foal home? So this is kind of a good question because Jesse and I were considering, Marlies offered it as well. She's like, if you want, you can take Enzo and Vienna home with you for a couple of months and they can graze out on your fields and you can get to know him a little bit better and do some of the things yourselves. And then she'll take Vienna back when it's time to wean him. And I thought about that, and there's a really big plus to that because I get so much time with him then, but also we don't have other foals for him to grow up, and Marlies puts her foals together with the mares and then they have so much interaction and time together.
And I think we have just too much going on here right now that is not really a place for a foal.
So
even though it would be really nice, but I think it's better.
So I think he will come when he's weaned.
If he comes.
Which, to be honest, is actually not in that long. I mean, he's already 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah, time flies. Time literally flies. How are you managing to lead such an intensive lifestyle? Do you not feel overwhelmed by so many things?
I'm really sorry, I don't want to talk right now about this in the camera, but my social battery is really empty from today and now doing this. How should I just keep coming? And don't put that in.
I'm definitely putting that in.
No.
It's okay for you to say that.
No, I know, but I don't want to come across like I don't like doing this because I do really like doing it.
But it's normal for someone's social battery to like run out.
I don't have a high social battery, I think.
No, you don't. You get very overwhelmed. We were the other...
Like when I go to events, it's a different story. Then I go for I'm like something that doesn't stop.
Shall we talk about what happened at Easter? Because I think that's relevant to what we're saying now. Jesse was not feeling well at Easter, so we cancelled some plans to go to Jesse's family because he wasn't well. And then by the night time, there's a really big tradition here in this area that there's like an Easter fire. So there's like this huge mound of sticks, and I mean huge. I mean like 5 or 6 meters tall by like 10, 12 meters.
Wait, I lost my crock.
Anyway, there's this huge fire, and I said to Jess, okay, do you feel well enough that we can just run down the road? It was literally 200 meters from my house. I said, let's just go check it out. It's nice to see some of the other community members here, and like my parents wanted to see it and stuff, and it was going to be fun. We arrive. You kind of had to like cross.
Oh no, don't talk about that.
You had to go across this bend and then you could see the whole thing, and we came and Jesse saw all the people that were there. He literally turned around and just walked away.
No, I
You
first
were
couldn't see. I didn't.
out of there. And also, everybody was looking at us because we're already these random people that have moved into the area. I'm English, and like we don't exactly fit in.
I think I just have social
and then
anxiety.
yes, and literally was like walking, saw everybody, and just went.
It was a natural response.
I'm sorry. Left me there for dead. Also,
No, you were with Steve, and you were running already to get a drink. So don't make this whole like.
Yes,
violent.
because when I went, how can we just run away?
No, I just turned. Okay, it's a bit of a different story. I was here like a caravan with something, I don't know what. I look around the corner, see a lot of people, didn't expect that. Walked around back to your mom. That was just standing
Run
there.
to my mom for support.
Yeah, she was also waiting there.
Anyway, I thought to myself, okay, how am I going to navigate this? Because I don't know that many people. And then I go to the bar to get a drink because there's like a little bar and with like drinks, and then they're also making waffles. Very weird, random combo.
Why?
Random combo, waffles and wine or beer. But I go there to like get my drink with my brother, and the first person I see is my vet, and my vet is like manning the bar, and I was like, oh, we're gonna be just fine. I was like, I have my person that I know now, and then some of our neighbors came and I knew them, and it was really nice.
Yes.
It was fun in the end. I will say it was raining, so it was an experience to be in front of this huge fire with pouring rain.
Steve, no?
Pouring rain with a huge fire in front of you. It was quite different worlds colliding. We didn't even answer the question. But okay, that gives you a taste of how we're doing.
I really love doing the work and stuff. I just get, I think, more overwhelmed by my own mind sometimes. So I see problems that aren't there. Or I stress myself. No, but I stress a lot.
People were asking if you ended up getting this ADHD diagnosis or not. There was a lot of questions about it.
Did we not talk about it yet?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding! We passed the test.
I don't know if there's like 2 or 3 things, but I had like 2 out of 3 or something. One not so much. I don't remember.
You have it. I mean, you have ADHD, which makes a lot of sense.
It wasn't really a question anymore from them.
They were like, we know you have it, but which one do you have? Is it going to be a 3 out of 3
made a huge
strike?
like thing knowing it. Sometimes I feel like now I don't want to like, because I think one of the things that people think nowadays, and which makes you want to talk down on it too, is that people say like, oh yeah, everybody has something from it, or people say yeah, we all have that, or yeah, this person has it too. But
a lot of people make jokes with it too. Oh, that's just my ADHD.
Yeah, but a lot of people think it is like that also. That everybody just says it now, but officially, like realistically, it's really not true.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are not even like diagnosed or whatever, or have it. It's a very different thing. And once now I get to know more about it, I see things, which is sometimes really nice because I'm like, oh, I can see it, but sometimes it also magnifies it, so makes it bigger. And sometimes I say to you, oh, this is this because of that. But it's not as an excuse. It's just about realizing it, because that is the first step, I think. And then when you realize things, you can do something about it. So I have been in this kind of group session. I've only been able to go half of the time because we moved far away.
I died when you were like, you texted me and you were like, it was your first time going to the meeting and you said, I forgot my book, and I died because I was like, I'm sure you won't be the only one in this ADHD group that forgot something.
But anyways.
I was like, nothing they haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta laugh. You gotta like have some humor about these things.
No, but it's fine. Like nothing will change. It's just now like realizing things, and for me it almost has become bigger. But I think it's just more because you see it.
I think it puts things into perspective, and you can connect the dots. But it doesn't change anything.
And now it's time to change. Not change, but
work on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Things I want to work on. So yeah.
So now that you've got a foal, when's Jesse's foal coming? They can grow up together.
Cute.
I just can't have more horses right now.
Yeah, you say that every time.
And then I keep buying
and then
horses.
you like, he gets this like huge 500 meters horse from Spain, and I want this little pony. No, it's really not the right time right now.
Me just walking.
And then now, oh, Emporia's foal. Yeah, I think he will come maybe, in 4 months. Oh, yeah, sure. Oh no, I want 3 mares, and then I want a foal every year.
Not me just walking past a show and saying, I'll buy that one.
Yeah, and I got.
And then telling you we can't have more horses.
Even now, it's. Anyways, I've decided I'm looking for a mare, like more seriously. Now I've seen a few and met some really nice people that are helping, and today as well. And I want a mare that I can have them maybe much as full with, and and also do some fun things for like the shows or whatever.
Would you consider not buying the mare, but just seeing if someone has a mare that they're willing to do this project with you on, like what I did with Marlies, or do you definitely want to buy a mare?
No, I would be open for that. Depends what I find.
Because maybe that's better.
Why? I want to have a mare. And I've been in this field with these mini ponies.
But what you want is much as Foal.
Also, but I also want a mare because I want to breed.
But there might be someone out there who would really like to be involved in on this project.
Yes, I'm open for that too.
I think that's smarter. Because otherwise we're just collecting.
You think I'm not. Hello, are you not listening? I also want another pony. It's also my work.
God, I want.
Are you guys hearing this? What he's doing? I only want to, like, because also what I was going to say, I was in this field where there's like 5 or 6 ponies. I was just standing there and I was like, this makes me very happy.
5 or 6?
Come on, you have 5 or 6 in one stable. Valero.
That's not 5 or 6.
No, but
the personality might be, but
no, but listen, I think and what I also have decided that I don't want just one foal because that's not really nice. So it will be 2 foals.
I'm sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I hope to get that this year. So then for next year there will be a foal, but I don't want to rush things because when I get a horse, I don't want to sell the horse. So it needs to be the right.
We should just go to like one of these big breeders and just say, you guys give us like a herd of ponies and we'll just, Macho can stay here for 2 weeks or a month. I don't know how long it needs. And then you can have like a whole herd.
So yeah, I hope this year, but if that doesn't work out, then it will be the next year.
I'm glad you're not like, because I was worried, I was like, okay, yes, it's going to start looking in the first, because you're very like this. This is very you core. The first thing you see, you do. You're like, that one. When we went looking to buy a dog, you would have bought 1,000 puppies before we bought the ones that we did, because you're just like, oh my God, yeah, that one's cute. Yes. But they're all cute, of course, but you really need to know, like, you really need to be strict with yourself on what you're looking for and what you want.
One has really touched my heart, but it's really not what...
No, it's the opposite of what we've discussed.
Yes, but...
discussed that you want.
It just made me so... Like, made me laugh, so it was just such a funny pony. But we'll see, we'll see.
Okay, next question. Is the property overwhelming to maintain?
It's fine.
Yeah! It's really easy when you don't do any of it. No, the maintenance really falls heavily on my shoulders, and then
and the mowers.
Yeah, but when I go around the property, I do tell you, I'm like, did you see that that's cleaned up? Did you see that that's looking really good? And I'm like, that didn't happen on its own. And sometimes I tell you, I'm like, you must think sometimes that the tooth fairy comes and does it, because I think you don't realize. No, sometimes you don't realize how much goes into it.
What I think you're doing is doing your hobby.
No, I'm not complaining by any means, but I think sometimes you don't realize how much goes in, especially because you're not super detail orientated.
Also, I wouldn't put everything like that detailed. So then I'm like, if you want to do that, that's fine.
But then because you wouldn't do it yourself, you sometimes miss it. So I try and show you, and I'm like, okay, but look, the bricks have been redone there, or like the edging is done there, or like I cleaned up all the weeds, or.
But the question was, is it a lot of work?
Yeah, but okay, well, you don't know. It's okay for now, but as the gardens and everything gets more like elaborate, it will become more. We will have to start getting a little bit of help at some point then. But for now, it's still manageable between us and the contractor who has big machines.
Grass coming up and touching the fencing.
Yeah, that's getting handled tomorrow.
I know.
Oh, okay. Do you recommend buying a horse early on or focus on being a very good rider first?
I think it's a bit of a mix. I think do it when you're ready. So, yeah, if you wait too long, I think, for example, if you ride for too long on a riding school, it's okay too, but it would be good if you get, after a few years, for example, you are able to get your first horse, but with the right guidance.
Why is there always that girl at a barn that has been riding for 1 year and buys a 3-year-old? Yeah, that's what I want to know.
They might not just know.
But it pisses me off to no end. Because also, think about the person that sold them that horse. This girl has no experience about any... It's wildly irresponsible for her because she's going to be putting herself in danger and other people, but it's so unfair to the horse as well, because...
Sometimes the match can work out, you never know.
No, I don't agree with that concept at all. I think people should go through a very long process to understand exactly what it takes to manage a horse financially and time-wise.
How have they been riding for a year? Once a week? Or like every day at
1 year, barn? I don't care how many times you should not own a 3-year-old after riding for 1 year. I don't care if you ride every single day. It takes so much time to properly understand the management of horses, the riding of horses, a 3-year-old is a whole beast of its own. And it's just so many times I see these women and then these horses get completely ruined when they're young. And then they go from home to home to home to home because then there's this problem horse as well, which is very sad. And then they end up somewhere where they shouldn't be. And it's all because this person thinks they've watched one movie about a horse and thinks, I want to have this incredible bond. And just do your research first. Lease a horse under the guidance of people that know what they're doing. Take your time with it. And for the love of God, do not buy a 3-year-old as your first horse. Buy a schoolmaster. Buy a horse that's going to look after you and going to teach you everything. Doesn't matter. Don't do that. Don't be that girl. Don't be that Stacy or that Karen that does that.
Anyways. Oh, well, that's a nice way to end.
Oh, that's it. We end on a rant.
You even put your phone down for it.
Yeah, I was like, I've got to use both hands for this.
But I agree with what you're saying. It's like buying a horse is just not like
so
buying like something else. It is a living being that wants
so
to
dangerous.
be, that has to also enjoy what they're doing and looked after. They're like in your hands. So definitely you have to think about what you do.
But we do horses every day, and we stop and also we have good horses and we know how to manage them, even though we have stallions. But it's so dangerous having horses, and you can so easily hurt yourself, other people, or the horse if you're not careful. And I think so many people rush into it for this glorified lifestyle or idea or picture in their brain without thinking of all the different repercussions and consequences that are going to follow. And it's always at the expense of the horse in the end.
Yes.
And that's not fair. It should be illegal. There should be there should be a certain amount of time where you've been involved with horses before you can purchase one. And I don't know how that system would work. But there needs to be something in place. I mean, it's crazy to think about it, that anyone can go out there and buy a horse having zero knowledge. And that
goes for every animal.
Yeah.
Really?
No, it does. But this animal can kill you. Can kill others, can kill itself. Like there's a difference between a dog of 20 kilos and a horse of 600 kilos.
Yeah, but still, it's the same thing. It's their lives.
Well, that's everything for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this next episode of Unstable. I hope that in the next one we can show you some mugs. That would be nice, or at least share the design.
No, I don't think yet.
I think we could share the design.
Hopefully, yes.
Because I want to get their opinion of, like, okay, do they like it? Because if they don't like it, we gotta scratch and start again. Because these mugs are for them, so they need to like it.
Will be really nice. I'm really excited for it.
How much does a mug cost?
Well, depends. I've looked into things already, and it really changes price. But the most thing that will be a bit of to see how to do it, which I'm also looking into, is the shipping. Because if you live in the US, then the shipping might be more than the mug.
But it's going to be one of those things that you're not buying it because it's a cheap mug. You're buying it because you understand, like, the connection. So I don't think people would... I know when I buy things like that, I don't really care so much about, like, oh, the shipping costs are a bit high, because I know that it's like small businesses or people that are doing these things. It's more about thinking, okay, it's like my way of supporting them.
But okay, maybe there's a way to...
We're certainly not gonna pay for the renos with the mugs, but it's more a fun thing to have.
It's just to like have as a community.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna hold the stable, you the young.
Yeah. I keep picturing in my head for the design, like the word "un" and then stable kind of dangling. But there needs to be a connection with an image.
And then the other one, the un is dangling and the stable
So it could be that, like, a horse is biting on the un, and then the stable is like hanging, and maybe there's like a smaller horse trying to bite that bit because it's hanging down.
Could be macho.
Maybe that could be cute.
But I was thinking at least one is... Well, we'll get into it. For now, thank you guys so much for watching. I've had a lovely time again.
Have you? Your nipples are like piercing through the body warmer, but yeah.
Sorry to get a coat, but I was just a bit cold.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for watching as always, and we will catch you guys on the next one.
Thank you.
Bye. Laters. Doei. Ayus. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao.